Yo, what up, niggas? It's your boy Phil Cole here, chilling in Penza, Russia. And I'm reading a bunch of stories about a lot of people who have been deported from Russia back to their home countries, like from the West, for violating their visas, just like that. You know, we just had Behemoth, Polish rock band, who was deported from Russia back to Poland very recently. So first off, I'm not trying to complain about the Russian government, no bullshit like that. I'm not trying to complain, so, you know, I know there's a lot of people watching me now. Just relax your ass, watch the video first before you jump to conclusions. And what's interesting is the opposite is kind of happening in America. Right now, like the past 3 years, it's been very difficult to get an American visa. But for some reason this year, they're giving American visas out in Russia like very easily. And it's very strange. Like a lot of people are getting accepted. So I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of tension between our countries. We all know that. But I don't know why so many Americans are accepting and why so many Russians are exporting. Except for me. I got lucky, I guess. The fuck? Oh, next door. Except for me, I got lucky, I guess. Or somebody did something very nice for me and just isn't telling me because that was very strange. But anyway, I just would like to speak a little bit about our country's relations and stuff. Now that I know there's important people watching me, I want you to listen. Because apparently, even the immigration, they didn't tell me who it was. They didn't tell me who it was. They promised they wouldn't say it. But they just said, yes, there's somebody obviously important watching me. So watch this video. This video is going to be a little bit about the relationship between America and Russia and the people and the government. Now, I've spoken this before, but I want to make it very clear to the people who watch my videos. There may be certain things I do here in Russia. I may say certain bad things about Russia. I may say certain good things about Russia. I'm not saying it to give Russia a look. I'm not saying it to form people's opinions on Russia, to be like mine. I'm giving it from what I honestly see and hear. I have video evidence of a lot of things I say that I don't show because I don't want people to think I'm making Russia look bad. That's one. I have videos. Videos, trust me, I have them. I have them. But I'm not releasing them. I'm not blackmailing, but I'm not releasing them because if people see these videos, they're going to take it and a lot of people are going to exaggerate with it. That's all they're going to do. You know, my worst nightmare is I release a video, I wake up the next day, I'm on some local news, American invited to Russia, blah, 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 this and that done to him, and it's on camera. Like, that's the worst thing I want. The last thing. The next thing you know, it's on international news, and then I get exported and stuff, deported, because it looks like I'm fucking around with Russia. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm giving my opinion. Like I said before, I won't deny it. Being black in Russia is a little more dangerous than being white. That's one thing I won't deny. It's like that's something I say that offends some people, but they don't understand it because they're not black. You know? So it's so easy to look on the outside. It's so easy to be outside, look on the inside and try to say how it is. So that's like same thing example I gave in another video. Poor people could look at rich people and say, I wouldn't spend all that money if I had that money. You don't know what it's like to be in there. You don't know what it's like. It's like you being outside, and outside it's freezing cold. It's freezing, like all you can think about is cold, cold, cold. You see some people inside somewhere, they're just lying there, people are offering them shirts and like, no, we just want to be naked. We just want to be naked. Now, the people outside don't know what it's like to be real hot. They're just looking at the people inside thinking, oh, they're fucking crazy. I would definitely take something. I wish I had more to wear. I would take it. I would not just sit there naked. You don't know what it feels like to be that hot because you've never been it. You've just been cold your whole life. You don't know what hot's like. You can walk in there with your coat on, like, I'll always keep my coat on. It's protecting me my whole life. You start sweating and shit, it's like, oh shit, now I know what it's like. Then you take your coat off because now you're on the inside. Now you understand what it's like. You've never had that experience. You've never had $1 billion in your bank account. So don't say what you would or wouldn't do if you were rich. You can say, I would probably, but a lot of people stuck on, I definitely wouldn't, I'm sure. Well, you don't know. And this is another one for the guys. Guys out there, if you ever saw a girl, be real. You ever saw a girl and be like, yo, if this girl gives me attention, she takes me out, blah, 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 I will never need another girl again. Exactly. That example. Exactly. It's the same shit. Oh, man, bro, if this girl gives me a chance, yo, that's it. I'm happy. That's it. She gives you attention 2-3 months later. It's like, who's next? It's the same thing, all right? It's the same thing. So all I'm saying is, from my point of view, me being here as a black person is definitely a little more dangerous than being here as a white person. And the internet can show you that as well. The internet can show you. Just search my name on the internet. You see how white people respond to me being here. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. And as for things I may say about other black people in Russia, I mean, I don't make things up. You know, I don't make things up. I look for evidence. I mean, there was a guy who was shot. Yes, I reported on it. I actually spoke to him on Skype. He showed us his injuries. He was sitting there all swollen up, looked like Kanye West used to. Like, that wasn't a made-up story. Now, he told us the story himself, and I was there with his brother. You know, so that was like some real stuff that I just reported on, not to make Russia look bad, but because it happened, and people should matter. You know, and their country doesn't even have anything to do with this rivalry between the West and Russia. Their country has nothing to do with this, so it's kind of weird to me, you know. And other than that, I would also like to say that I gotta be real. When you're in Russia, yo, it's all about connections. It's all about I'm not Superman. I'm not saying one day Russian authorities can't come in here and just kick me out for whatever reason they want. That can't happen. But Russia's all about connections. All about connections. Like in America, your connections can only get you so far. Like if people find out you just got some job because you got connections, that's looked down upon. It's like, oh, just because you know this person, that's not fair, that's not fair. You might get sued or whatever. Somebody can get sued doing things like that. Giving them a job when you're better for the job, or not letting you in somewhere because somebody knows. You know, America, they're more sensitive to that stuff. You can't really do that. But in Russia, it's I'm not going to say it's all about it, but like, it's all about it basically. It's all about the people you know. I got confirmation from my translator. It's all about the people you know. If you're in Russia and you're in trouble, you don't know Russian people, you're gone. You could be the most famous person in the world. If you don't know the important Russian people, you're gone. You are out of here. And I don't just mean Russian by blood. I mean Russian by nationality. So if they're Chechens or Dagestanians, if they're powerful and they run things with the government in Russia, them too. So if you don't know any of these people, you get in trouble, and the government doesn't like you already, odds are you're ass out. There's nothing nobody in the world can do for you. The simple fact is, for anybody who's coming to Russia, when somebody important doesn't want you in Russia, you're out of here. You're out of here. Unless you know people as or more important than that person. You understand? Or more powerful. Because Russia, and I think Russia makes it clear. If we don't want you here, you're gone. I think Russia makes that clear. And so me saying this isn't really telling some big secret. It's obvious. Everyone knows. In Russia, if someone powerful or the government doesn't want you here, you're out of here. Fuck that. Whether you're Russian or not. I don't know. Do they usually kick out Russian people they don't like? Or just foreigners?
No, just foreigners. Just
foreigners. Because I'm sure they don't like Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
They're still here, right?
They're going to do it. They have the passports.
Right, right. So if you're a foreigner, they don't want you here, you're out of here. They don't kick out Russians, sorry, because I'm pretty sure the government hates Pussy Riot, and they're still here, basically. So if they can stay, any Russian can stay.
They're citizens.
They're citizens. I know, but I just thought maybe the Russian government was so gangster, they just be like, screw your citizenship and send them somewhere else. No?
No.
Okay, I just thought they would do that. But yeah, anyway, foreigners just got to be careful. And I guess that's really it. I know a lot of you are so curious about Russia. You saw me go through that situation when I was at the immigration office and stuff, and how I was nervous. Now I don't want anyone to think I made that shit up. I don't want any, because I was thinking that people may have thought that I was making that up. I didn't even read the comments yet because I'm not in the mood to read any stupid comments about that situation, because it was a very serious situation. So I haven't read those comments yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people are like, oh, he made it up. You know, he made it up to get views, or he made it up to look cool. I didn't make that shit up. I got my papers. But the thing is, the reason why I was so scared, I didn't shower for 2 days, I couldn't eat. I tried to eat though, I tried to eat. I ate a little bit though. I ate a sandwich one time, and we ate at the restaurant. What the fuck was it called? What did I eat at the restaurant? Oh, sandwiches. We had sandwiches. So I had like one roll and a sandwich, something like that, for like 48 hours. That's all I had. And a lot of people probably thought I was exaggerating, but I wasn't exaggerating. The attitude of the immigration officers who came before they knew who I was, and or before my connections contacted them, they were very, very aggressive. They were ready for something. Because the whole Mormon thing they were throwing out, and I'm not going to say anything else about them, because you know what, they're pretty cool the last time I saw them, so I don't want to try to bring them any shit. But I am going to mention the Mormon shit, because they have this on camera, so don't get mad at me, you filmed it. they were saying things like, oh, he's a Mormon, blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of weird. That's why I got so scared, because like I always say, if a person's so bad, you wouldn't have to make shit up unless you really want something bad to happen to that person. Because if that person is really bad, all you need is what they're actually doing wrong. You wouldn't have to add things. You wouldn't have to add shit to it if they were really that bad. You know what I mean? So I was sure somebody was watching me. I was right. And I was pretty sure like they wanted me out of here, either in jail or deported, but it didn't happen. So that's basically it with this. So the message of this video is just, I know you're out there watching me. I'm explaining myself. And I'm also just letting people know a little bit about Russia. You know, if you're a foreigner, you come here. And you know, a lot of it's political too, and it's obviously political. You could just be from a country that, you know, Russia doesn't really like too much. You do something a little bit wrong, you're out of here. But if you're from a country that Russia does kind of like China's alright. China's alright, you're a Chinese person, you do something wrong, you're likely not to get kicked out. You're more likely to stay because you know you're from China. It's politics. You know, I'm sure America does the same shit, but they don't make it, America's a country that likes to look nice. I might do America versus Russia. You know what, nigga, I'll add it to this. There's differences between, what I'm noticing, between the American and Russian government. One of the biggest differences between the American and Russian government is that American government tries their best to look so fucking nice. They have to. They have to try their best to look nice, like they care for everyone in the world. The Russian government's like not like that. The Russian government's more like, we're doing this because we're Russian, we're looking out for us. If you don't like it, fuck you. They're more serious and straightforward. Putin is way more serious than Obama. Almost forgot, didn't. Putin is way more serious than Obama will ever be, because they have different styles and the governments are also different. You know, Russia's last president, I don't know if you guys know about Russia's last president, but the last president they had, Yeltsin's his name, yeah? Oh my God. This dude was like drunk all the time. Bill Clinton would crack jokes with him and stuff. I mean, it looked cool. He looked cool to us because he was a clown, but was that good for the country? Not at all. That wasn't good for Russia at all. Putin is much better than Yeltsin and Medvedev. Medvedev, he's better.
He was under Putin?
He was under Putin, but Medvedev is better than Yeltsin, but not as good as Putin. Medvedev, was he?
Yeltsin was alone, but Medvedev was under Putin, and that means that Medvedev did the stuff what Putin said.
Okay, she said Medvedev did the stuff that Putin told him to. So basically, Putin's running shit, and he's much more serious than Obama and Yeltsin. And plus, the threats that we kind of, another thing. My father even said this. You can't throw sanctions at Russia. You can't throw sanctions at Putin. He's not a kid. He's not going to fall and be like, please don't do this, America. Please, G7, don't do this to me. He doesn't give a fuck. He's going to find a way to use what he can, his connections, and keep going. Russia is a country in which if you don't fucking know nobody, you're out of here. And the government is similar. The government understands that in Russia that you gotta know people. Now, it doesn't mean you have to know the West. There are other people that Russia is very close to around the world that they can do business with and support themselves with, and they understand that. Russians love connections. They really, really, really love it. You know this person, you got it. It's similar to the acting game. It's very similar to Hollywood. In Hollywood, a lot of people say, oh, it's not about too much what you do, it's who you know. Same exact shit with being in Russia, regardless of what you're doing. You can have a business, have this big business. Sometimes people could just walk in your business and be like, hey, you need protection. You know, you need protection. No, I don't need protection. No, yeah, you do, because this, and that. Who do you know? You know nobody? You need protection, because you know nobody, then you're paying them. Now, similar things happen in America, but it's much easier to fight it. It's not easy at all to fight that here. It's either you do it or you don't. If you don't have people to call, like if you've been in Russia and you've never had someone say, in Russian or English, but something like this, hey, you know, if anyone tries to bother you, try to interfere with your business, whatever you're doing here, call this number, we'll handle it. If no one's ever said that, I've heard it 3 times. If no one's ever said that to you, dog, and you come into trouble, you're fucked. So I would advise anyone coming to Russia, if you want to come business visa, whatever visa, make sure you have the right visa. You want to do any kind of business or traveling, get connections first. How can I tell you to get connections? Hard to tell you how to do that. You just kind of develop it. How do I say get connections? You want to know how I got connections? I'll tell you.
Drink with each other for a few times.
Huh?
So drink with each other for a few
Drink, but they got to know who to drink with. You can't just drink with anybody. Not anyone has connections. I can explain.
You can drink with anybody, but someday you can drink with the right person. You couldn't even
Yes, you could, but that's risky. I want to give more of an accurate way, something that's more likely for them to speak to someone with connections. I would just say, you got to be good at something. before you come here. If you want to come here, stay, travel, do business. You gotta be good at something. Whether it's basketball, if you're here as a basketball player, you're good. I'm sure the dancers are good too. You know, you're here as a rapper, you're probably good too. You gotta be really good at something to get noticed, and then people will honestly would either one of two things. The people with power will either see you and say, I like this guy, I'm going to protect him, or I like this guy and I want to make money with him. They have to do either one. Now, for some reason, me, I guess I'm Mr. Lovable. It's always been, I like this guy, I want to protect him. That's what I see. And maybe they want to do business, but no one has done that to me yet, which is weird. If one day someone were to say, if one of my connections were to say, hey, let's do business together, you know, I want to make money with you, I'd be like, all right, let's do it. But so far, it's just, hey, we're watching you. Just like we know there's other bad people out there watching you, but we got you. So, like, I really wish I could explain for the people who want to come to Russia how to do this, but it's not it's not a easy thing to do. It's not a get connections for dummies. It's not like that. You have to develop it.
Usually your parents have connections.
Nigga, these people from America watching this in Great Britain.
Yes, I know. It's really hard to find these connections.
Yeah.
Usually your parents.
No, your parents have the connections. That's why you think that. Which is okay because you're Russian, but your parents have those connections. You understand? And I learned that. So, anyway, that's all, people. I don't want to make this a real long, boring video, but the thing is, a lot of Americans lately have been asking me, you know, how do I get Russia? Not just Americans, British people. A lot of people are watching my videos and they want to come to Russia. And a lot of them even want to do business. All I have to say to you for the last time is get connections. If you need help, maybe I can help you. Maybe. But it's not Russian. It wouldn't be Russian of me to go to my connections and say, hey, help this person too. You understand? So I'll just give you hints and pointers. And that's it, man. Black American in Russia, going around the country, fucking with immigration, all this shit. I was a fugitive. For how long was I Breaking Bad? 24 hours?
Yeah.
I was Philip Pinkman, Blackman. I was Breaking Bad for 24 hours and I'm still here. You know what I mean? And that's really it, people. I'm out. It's crazy out here. Whenever I go back to America, I get bored. And I'm still filming, by the way. I'm just saying. When I go back to America, I have like nothing to worry about. I'm like trying to get police attention. Everything is fine. It's so, like, I love America, but I get so bored.
Kick your ass.
No one's going to try to attack me. Nothing. It's like, yo, this is living. This is so boring because everything's so good. It's so boring. I mean, it's so good for me.
You never know what.
You never know what the fuck's going to happen.
Even if you're Russian, even if you're a citizen, you never know.
Imagine if you're a Black American businessman. Imagine. Now, so if it's hard for you, imagine how hard it is for me. And by the way, not speaking Russian actually helps you with the law. I'll explain that later. Later.